Our headlines today. A dramatic final weekend at Wimbledon as Marketa Vondrousova becomes the first unseeded player to win the women's singles title.
Good morning. Novak Djokovic can set more records today. Victory would equal Roger Federer's 8 Wimbledon titles and reach 24 Grand Slams overall. Only Carlos Alcaraz stands in his way.
Also this morning, warnings of dangerous heat for hundreds of millions across southern Europe and the United States.
The Defence Secretary Ben Wallace announces he will step down from government and will leave Parliament at the next election.
More than a stroll in the country, how Ian Flatt, who has motor neurone disease, has spent the weekend trekking 100 miles across Yorkshire.
Good morning. It'll be another day of blustery showers and one or two quite lively downpours, but hopefully on balance fewer than we had yesterday.
Take a look at today's papers.
Yes, the Sunday Times leads on its interview with Ben Wallace. He's announced he is standing down as Defence Secretary at the next reshuffle and as an MP at the next election.
Sunday Telegraph this morning reports that former soldiers will be called on to join a surge force in future crises as the overall size of the army reduces.
The Mail on Sunday leads on a story about Prince George, saying he will not be expected to serve in the military before becoming king, and that's something that would break with centuries of tradition. It quotes a long-time friend of George's father, Prince William.
Yeah, interesting debate that around whether a future monarch would need to have some kind of military service. And The Observer shows Marketa Vondrousova, who yesterday became the first unseeded player to win the Wimbledon women's singles title. Absolutely extraordinary achievement from her.
Exciting stuff. And of course, that is in many of the papers, including this very dramatic picture, this image of the Princess of Wales comforting Ange Jabeur, and just, you know, that feeling of having to be in the middle of the pitch, surrounded by the crowd, having just lost, when all you want to do is probably hide away and console yourself. I mean, a hug helps, but it's still really tough, isn't it? Yeah,
but I think, you know, anyone in that position would want to go up because she gave everything in that final Ange Jabeur. She was so emotional. She was so upset at having lost and the missed opportunity. There's no doubt she will be back. She's a phenomenal player. But it must have given her, I suppose, a little bit of comfort. Anyone at that stage in their lives, you need to go up.
Of course. Everyone needs a hug. Everyone needs a hug. But also, she needs to keep in mind, you know, the examples of people like Kim Clijsters, who, you know, having lost so many times before then going on to become a multiple Grand Slam champion. It can be done.
She will have her opportunity.
You know, she's clearly got that fire and that fight in her. So, you know.
Now, listen, if you're only just waking up this morning, I suspect you're not waking up to the sound of your neighbours mowing the lawn because the weather is so dreadful out there. But that is something that's come up for discussion in the Mail on Sunday this morning. What time is it acceptable for the people living around you to start mowing their gardens? And I think the conclusion is 7 a.m. is too early.
It's definitely a no. The question in the paper is 8 a.m. too early? I'd say yes, without a doubt. 8 a.m.'s too early. Then you start to get into the, you know, the grey areas. 9, 9:30.
Yeah.
You know, I defer to those who are superior experts on the matter than I am. Alan Titchmarsh, no less.
OK.
His view is that you shouldn't use noisy machinery on a Sunday. You should have at least one day of peace and quiet. But if you're going to do it, have a cup of tea first. Don't start mowing the lawn before 9 a.m.
If any of you have rogue lawn mowers out and about very early on a Sunday morning and you want to have a rant about it, then feel free to share it with us. We are here for you.
Well, what are the noises that, I mean, if people, you know, DIY people do on a Sunday as well?
DIY is unacceptable. The only thing I'd say about a lawnmower is that it can be quite soothing, particularly if it's one of those push ones, but no one except my dad has those anymore.
Push one? As opposed to what?
As opposed to an electric or a
electric. Oh, I see, I see.
Just the old-fashioned push ones,
yeah,
which are really lovely. They're quite a lulling sound. I don't mind that.
Noises that are constant in the background. It's a white noise, isn't it? It's where it's intrusive noise, where it's stop-start. If it's stop-start, then you're, you know, and you're trying to have a lie-in, and then you're lying there, and you're thinking, is it going to start again, or have they finished? Anyway, that's not what you think.
Share your irritating noises with us this morning if you want to.